Welcome everybody. It's 2:55 on the clock, the Divine Feminine High Priestess and the 55 of the Truth, Excalibur. I have a 3-deck read, my message of the day for you, as well as my 7-deck read on the table. Please stay tuned for the message of the day, the 3-deck read if you can. There's some very beautiful, profound messages in this. I think everybody should hear. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Again, seeing the ether coming in, wrapping it around your heart, letting it diffuse out into your auric layers and then up. So releasing it like releasing your wounds up to God. So pulling in the ether to clear your wounds and then transmuting it all through your auric layers and then up to Source. So let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Ether in. Wrap it around your heart. Diffuse out through your body, your arms, your legs, your head, and your auric layers, and then guiding it upward to Source, back to Source. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here with me. Very interesting, the 3-deck read. All of my piles that I do a number from were all 5s today. So we had the 5-5-5 energy again, lots of change, and the shadows. So triggers could be coming up, and nothing to be feared, just to be present every day. That's it. So let's look at that read. We have my 3-deck read, the Metatron deck, Shaman, Dreams, and Nature's Whispers actually in the middle. So we have Metatron up top. This is the underlying energy from each deck. And then the pile I have to count from each deck is at the end, here and here. And then the cards that came out organically. Sometimes they'll come out together or separately. Nature's Whispers and Shaman Dreams. I'm going to pull them up so you can see the cards a little bit better. Okay. All right, so the 3 piles were 5-5-5 today. And the last one was kind of 1 and 4, but it was 5 cards. So big change with the 15, 5-5-5 is 15, is the shadow, the devil card. The divine masculine and the magician as well, with the 1 and the 4, with the emperor and stability, survival energies of the 4. The underlying energy of the 19 of fire. And by the way, this was done at 11:38 to 39 and 40 actually. 38, 39, and 40 are the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So very loving energy, along with the 11 of justice, truth, and balance and alignment. So the underlying energy of the 19 of fire and the 50 card of potential gateway, which is like a fairy tale family tree, right? Heaven on earth. The 15 of the Dust Devil was the 3rd underlying energy, so there's that 15 again of the 5-5-5. The Sun Devil Gateway of fires, the Dragon's Breath, which is ether, and the fire in the belly, or louche, right, which people try to steal from the human. The nervousness, the anxiety that the dark try to trigger in you to cause you to lose your energy. Nervousness, anxiety is the dark provoking your energy. It's up to you to transmute that into inspiration instead, right? Because this can be nervousness and anxiety, or it can be excitement, inspiration. To pull in the ether to heal your wounds, as the family winter wonderland, high vibe tree, is a potential gateway. Healing Antarctica, which came up in Sam's message this morning, about the Lemurian crystal city that's underground at Antarctica, that the dark wants to lower the vibration of that, because they're creating the activated light grid there. To flower the crown, right? So we're doing healing of the root, which is Antarctica, in order to flower the crown or open up the crown, kicking up the death devil to move out of stagnation. As the dragon faces their shadow, the two sides of the family, dragon, or the positive energy, versus the Draco energy for Mu, or Lemurian, territory. At 11:52, which is Justice and the Queen of Swords, with lots of compassion in endings of the 45 each day, when the sun goes down and you are held by your ancestors in the beautiful orange, pink, golden sunset, you are held by your ancestors to purge at the end of each day, so you don't hold on to all of that stuff. You let go of it each day. The 5 of the communication, to speak up and be heard, to take the message that's been bottled up, pop the cork, and find a natural mouthpiece or platform to stand on. 42 of the 2 of Cups, 1-1, the whispering bench to go with the flow, 2 as 1 on the salt river, and again, salt helps you clear your aura as well. On the salt river, keeping your energies cleansed, the 39 of the Knight of Cups, the green heart healing of the Emerald Order here. Freedom for 2 to be love. Facing the dragon's breath, the fire in your belly, the 19 of sunshine and strength. But too much fire throws the King of Wands off balance into duality, where balance then is needed, in the solar plexus, the anxiety. The 32 of the Tree of Life, from orange to gold, from orangutan to God, the old ancient one, from ID or id to I divine, or instant messaging to the I am presence. I co-create. The King of Wands journey to the King of Swords in white purification of Virgo season and innocence, from the Leo of the fire to the Virgo of the cleanse, to the Libra for the balancing act in the diamond light, getting your wish at sunrise, to meet and greet with family, as the Queen of Cups 38, her light body powers up to source, as we were just doing, from the hips to the thymus, keeping the rainbow clear, where white equals the rainbow, which lifts the wings, the wind beneath your wings, creating ether to release gravity. The more space between the cells, the more space then matter. And like a hot air balloon, the fire in your belly can raise you up, heating up the ether to lift you up. Breathe in the ether deeply to heal your wounds, and then breathe out the fire up to source to lift you off the ground. While grounded on the salt river, 2 as 1. Shower in the diamond light for clarity on the shadow when you're off balance, or go into meditation to do this. You can imagine yourself in the shower in the morning, literally with the diamond light all around you. As the Divine Masculine King of Wands goes off balance, the Divine Feminine focuses on the mid-triangle, her hips to thymus, taking that fire in the belly and transmuting it, alchemizing it into inspiration, upward, giving it up to source, in other words. Breathing deeply with the ether to lift your wings, literally, as in when you fill your lungs, you float, right? Wrap the ether around your heart, blow out through your auric body and up, like I described already, for takeoff, for lift off, to lighten yours and your twins' load. The wake-up call from ego to ego, aligning with the human egg process, the journey of source into the human body, jumping in and out until they're compressed enough to stick and be comfortable within the human. At 12:14, which is the Hanging Man, and the 14 of the Temperance card of patience and balance and that higher love. To clear the King of Wands' shadow, right, because he's the man of passion, he collects a lot of ego there. The King of Wands' shadow in meditation, and then the wake-up call of the word and the tone that comes from the sword and the stone. The word and the tone, where tone is, well, actually word is the 2 U's and then ORD, which is your origins, the 2 U's origins, and then tone, which is the star and 1. The 2 U's plus 1, star 1. The vertical and the horizontal creates the star, the dance of the horizon line at sunset that lifts you to new heights. Remember that light equals flame height. The elongated the flame in your belly up, a high narrow flame, or in other words, converting it like a laser beam of intent. The eye of the tiger with support of the whore eyes on them. The horizon is the whore's eyes on them. The eye of the tiger of Christ to support the horizon on with her eyes on them. The axis holding Atlas. But remember, the axis is the one with the spike to hold Atlas around the spike so that they can maneuver around the world. But make no mistake that axis is the spike, the vertical pillar up, so that Atlas can move around the globe, the horizontal plane, the pillar and the masses, the one and the all. But notice that pillar has two ones in it. The pi, which is pi, the circle with the line down the middle, like the pi, and then the two L's, which are two ones of 11. So we have the pi, the circle with the line down the middle, like the two halves of the moon, the 11, and then AR is pillar. We are, right, so the sharing of the two are that we are, as opposed to I am, right, as opposed to one. As opposed to I am, we are. The pillar, the shared space of the whole, the one and the one that we are, as opposed to the I am, the one and the all, the one for all, which is ALL or AWL, and all for one. One, and the words came up as one for all. And by the way, FORAL is local government, but FROL literally was what they were getting me to. One for all. FROL equals flower and the water foam, which has been coming up multiple times that week, which never comes up. It's such a weird thing to talk about, the foam on the ocean water. One for all is the flower or the water foam. And all for one was coming up as FWAN, but then they were guiding me to fawn, FAWN, the dear one. One for all and all for one is one flower, all dear ones. And remember, all, ALL, is all, AWL, which is whole, the all makes wholes, and all is whole with a W, WHOLE. This is the all. So when you put the capital letters together, ALL comes up like this, and when you put the AWL together, it comes like this. The only difference is the one in the middle here, where all equals AL, or perhaps AI, and AWL equals all, ALL. Again, the whole, and then the whole with a W. The human connection, 211, the 11, versus the human two U's of 2 points arcing back and forth is the difference, right? So this is coming up as the 3D versus the 5D, the 3D human connection to the number 11 versus the 5D human two U's of the twins as 2 points on one line, the line being the arcing back and forth. 3D versus 5D, 3D whole with a W and 5D whole as an HOLE. 3D is the masculine everything of the whole, and then the 5D is the whole, the portal to go through of the nothingness of the divine feminine. The whole divine masculine everything relationship versus the whole divine feminine direct connection. At 1234, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, close the door. Clearing the shadow through number 11, the wake-up call to the hermit, to pass the baton, to run with the big bird's shadow, from fire to air, where land meets sea, meets sky, meets the I am, in the purification of Virgo, to Archangel Sandalphon. Saint Dolphin, number 22 of the Fool's Journey, the path of the doll, reflecting within Jesus and his path to unity. Unity is UNITY. To untie the chakra system. The lowercase I is the chakra system for me, with the dot is the third eye. To untie through the chakra system. One with gratitude. UNITY. One with gratitude. The hermit on the fool's journey through the music, or the muse of the inner child, finds balance there with open book test. Number 12 of seeing new perspectives randomly, or random house. So again, referencing the 3D versus the 5D. So I was guided to open a book. I was guided to Edgar Cayce's Companion, and I opened it to page 100, double zeros, source backing up the 1 of the Divine Masculine Magician, and it was titled Dreams and Visions. And what it said at the top of the page was a sentence that was continued from the prior page, which started, which produces what is termed a nightmare, warring with the senses of the body, and partake either of those things that make afraid or produce visions of the nature as partaking of the elements that are taken within the system and active within same itself. Activities in the unseen world of the real self of an entity. So what this started from was the prior page was a question, because this is a question and answer area. And the question was on the prior page, on 99, how should dreams be interpreted? And basically the answer was they should be used to better your development, or going toward the higher forces or creator. And the number referenced there was 3744-4, which is 37 of unconditional love, and the 444 of angelic realms. And also continued, as in elements within the body, when eating of that which produces. And they were talking about the first law of self-preservation, that your first instinct is to save yourself, not to condemn yourself, which a lot of us do. But also through eating, right? We eat what we see, right? Not just the food and the drink, but the belief systems and all of those things that we digest. Through the 10 to 11 to 12 here, which is October, November, December, as we just talked about, Leo, Virgo into Libra was coming up here as well. Destined justice and wisdom, truth and balance, and new perspectives, where this is really the 8, 9, 10 of Oct, November, December, which actually mean 8, 9, 10. They are raised in octave to the 10, 11, 12, and there's octave is also the 8 that we're in October right now. From begin again to the oneness of 1, 1, 1. So literally the 10, 11, 12, we take the 1, 1, 1 of the first digit of each number is 1, 1, 1, and then 0, 1, 2, which is the source, divine masculine, divine feminine. The wisdom of source, divine masculine, divine feminine as equals at 1256, which is the 12 of the wisdom of the hanging man, seeing the perspectives, and the 56 of the knowing without knowing, and the 2 swords of being equal, right? The 2 different truths of the masculine and the feminine. The 16 of the Holy Grail, the womb-heart connection, the mouth and the tomb, which is the third eye, the creation of the heartbeat or the sine wave, and eating what you see. See with your eyes, see with your emotions, and see with your unity Christ consciousness until death. Or speaking your truth, singing out loud, not needing to eat so much, using your third eye instead and your fourth eye to the crown with glory, where glory is your glows are why. Glory is the glow ray, God's slow burn, the low ray, it's tempered, the arcing human to 2 humans, the rays of the sun God, the multiple rays, the blue rays of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, white, silver, gold, and pink, the 16 of the gold, the ancient one, lighting up with replenishment at 106, the magician and the lovers. Where 5 cards came up here, so the first set of 5 cards we'll call freedom. the 54 of the Page of Swords, of lilac and higher realms and magic, the purple moon of 0 point field, and Mercury, the quicksilver cord to your higher self, the 33 of the Christ energy, the dimensional gateway, and an invitation via that number 33 to the golden gate, which is the 6-6 of the Queen of Pentacles, the feminine energy, of union via the sword and the stone, the silver word and tone, a Christ message of union, calling silver to gold, the silver gate of man and ego to the golden gate of source, violet to silver, to gold and magenta, to find more compassion as the shaman healer, the 55 of Excalibur and the truth, the Ace of Swords, with peace pipes, which can be your digestive system or your voice, your peace pipes, your voice, and how? Your hands, healing with your voice and your hands, the red root of the Ace of Swords truth, Excalibur source of safety, strength, and power, as the 54 Page of Swords, Christed child, with a message, comes into union with the truth of the 52 of the Queen of Swords and her priorities, the building blocks for life, exploding and imploding, to expanding and contracting, to just reflecting in the middle without all the drama at hand. A message of silver and gold, and lilac, violet, and magenta, man of the earth, woman of the sky, the shaman and the big bird warriors of light, of heaven and earth, the King of Wands to the King of Swords, to the Queen of Swords, to the Queen of Cups, via messenger service within a vacuum seal, heart to heaven, in direct connect, where heart and heaven both begin in HEA. Heart is HEA with RT, which is the root or path, and then heaven is HEAVEN, which is the number 20 of the wake-up call, and also the beautiful friend, as well as the reference to Venus with VEN. So the way the heart and heaven came up here with HEA, RT, and then was that it's good to hang out here and grieve the path in the wake-up call with beautiful friend in a small pool in the forest, a vein that goes back to the heart, and wind which gives hope to become used to something, to come outwards, to come ashore, the venerable boyfriend with wine to sell, his path of venerability, a perfectly good dirt path to a small pool in the forest, from the orangutan, which means forest man, and the pelican. I was just getting the pelican briefs, but the pelican breaks down to pelly and can, which comes up to the hot, hairless butt of flirting with the forest man. And then the song came on. My daughter had her stereo on at 134, which is the Magician and the Energetic Exchange. Was coming up from YouTube, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So, by the way, the forest man and the pelican came up from a regression that I had done, where I was being asked, during the regression to look down at my feet to see what I am or where I am. And I didn't have human feet, I had pelican feet. And then I had described a pelican next to me, so then we were looking to see what I am. And I was a pelican too. But we were watching this very hairy man who was partially clothed, but he was very hairy. I think he just had a shirt on, but his legs were very hairy, and we were watching him from behind, and he was just doing his work in the forest. And we were laughing, and I was telling her that this was our friend, and that he entertains us during the day. And we're laughing at this human person doing his work in the forest, and that the rest of the day, we just eat and we float along the water, and we had a very peaceful life. But the pelican here was coming up as the hot, hairless butt, right? And here's this very hairy man that we were watching, where the pelican is the feminine energy, right? She's got the hot, hairless butt. And again, flirting with the forest man, as YouTube comes on, or YouTube, as, I've searched the mountains, I've done everything to be with you, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And then one of the last sections of the song says, you broke the bonds and you loosed the chains, carried the cross of my shame, You know I believe it. And that was from the album Joshua Tree in U2. So again, U2, of course, and U is the Holy Grail, too. So at 139 this was, where You Know I Believe It. 1 is the Magician, 39 is the Knight of Cups. And then at 140, so again referencing that 38, 39, 40 that we began with, the underlying energy of the number 5 card of clearing out the old, perhaps cleaning out the house or cleaning out stuff that's blocking up energies. The 47 card of laughter, of play, and to see your synchronicities and have fun with it, like children and their avatar bodies. The 39 of the Knight of Cups, in a clear endeavor to end the attachment to spring and enjoy the winter. The 19 of the Sun, and to shift your energy off the ground, to lighten up and be a ship. Synchronicities of laughter in the Knight of Cups, being love, filled with the sun, and the 50 of the fairy tale family, a potential gateway, the dream family, and the 48 of hope and happiness, of walking away and within, wild and free with your hair in a rainbow style, which is the age of Aquarius, which means the emotion of laughter. Shores lined with people and flocks, seashells by the seashore, the 10 of high vibe destiny and opening your heart to that high vibe destiny with swan lover wrapped around you and the little angels off to the side up to something special, with the 21 of the world and a fresh approach at being whole, with lazy days and just love, the 14 of a higher love, assuring you that all seasons shall come and go, and to appreciate each moment of good health, good heart, and sweetheart. The 5 cards of the second section comes up here, which we'll call change. The 22 of the Fool's Leap of Faith, with invisible rope and wire or cord, and the web to catch them, the catchment. And wand in their hand, of course. The 22 of the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, and their illumination, where butterflies are free to fly, finding their independence through the purple moon, together with help. The 17 of dreams coming true, with infinite blessings in the journey of the Divine Feminine to her dreams of perfect snowflakes, which references clean water, and comfortable leaves, right? Being able to leave things easily. The Venerable, in the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, to be able to feel safe and loved, leaving the 9 candles of the wounded warrior behind for a dream state of the weight of the world, being light as a feather in the twin tower you and I connection of intuition. In that pond in the forest, with flower cap all lit up, like Esther Williams on break from her synchronized swimming, lighting up the grid with her floral cap. At 156, the Magician and the 2 of Swords, of knowing without knowing, in your Magician embodiment, or the Divine Masculine, and the 4 to 7 of the 47 of the Twin Tower Sky Bridge in union. From heart of the 4 to the 7 of the Crown, the 14 of channeling a higher love to the 51 King of Swords, who's meditating in the middle of the stone bridge, or the stone hinge under the stars of limitless possibility, and diving deep off of that bridge into the high vibe destiny, into a task. The 56 of the 2 of Swords again, and the wall of the 2 U's, all or equal, the wall within, the wall without, knowing there is a hole in that wall without knowing, a secret between you two, the whispering bench that's always present, and the 63 of suffering in silence, or just hiding through the winter's dream, sleeping straight through. The 22 of the Fool's Journey, embracing the pain and then transmuting it. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, the coconut that doesn't fall far from the galactic tree in the mushroom. The 2 vine, the weaving between the strands, the 2 vine mothers 9 and 10 begin again. Virgo and Libra, the the midpoint dance, with the 25 of the Knight of Wands, who lights that fire under your butt in the Garden of Venus. At 2:05, the High Priestess and the Hierophant, which is the High Priest. The High Priestess and the High Priest on the Fool's Journey of the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands in the fruit of the garden. And the Galactic Garden is the GG of the Golden Gate for rest and renewal, with the number 15, the Dust Devil, who's moving out of stagnation, kicking up the dust or clearing out the place. The first card here is the 13 of Transition, with the Dream Thief, the flying monkeys who are trying to get you off your path, trying to trick you to look into the looking glass or the crystal ball. The 55 of the Truth is the key in the mountain, the crack in the stone where the sword came from, the farther gate of 2 gates and 2 suns, the rays and the light at the end of the tunnel. So the 2 suns are the rays of the sun and the light at the end of the tunnel of source. Of silver and golden gates, the truth of Excalibur is somewhere between the silver and golden gates. His, hers, and the truth. They're all truths here. The 17 of the Eye of the Needle, of intent. The twin flame, double-eyed push and pull simultaneously, of dreams coming true, and the Star of Bethlehem, which literally translates as Beth L'chaim, the house of God, L'chaim, the star of the house and the blessing, the Father, Mother together with the Holy Spirit, where holy is the whole at 0 point, the Y in the road, and spirit is Sophia, pi, the sharing of the moon in half, and RIT is the scoring of that apple pie to cut, slit, tear, scratch, groove. It's also the rites of passage, a ride on the mount, a drive in an animal-drawn or motorized vehicle, a stage or lap as part of a long tour or journey, a work of literacy or a chart or diagram, water or duck in Duck, Duck, Goose, the butt, the swamp, the asshole, the drawing of the line, the dash, and the bone. So the spirit is Sophia's apple pie scoring, right? You know how you score the apple pie on top? Spirit is Sophia's apple pie scoring, the shadow transition through the truth of the star, the path of ours, the cross to bear, the rites of passage, the keys to the golden and silver gates, lie somewhere in the middle of the pearly gates. The oyster with 2 shells and the pearl between, those pearls of wisdom that are so hard to find, so seldom seen, always hiding when they're not quite ready to be seen. At 2:22, the guidance counselor show, where the 2 is the divine feminine, the 22 is that fool's path with an open heart and a leap of faith, and the 222 is all about love, family, and community. And at 223, the divine feminine and the king of wands is the 3rd pile of 5 cards, which we'll call expansion. 555, with lots of change and freedom within that expansion, via the number 33, the Christ vibration, the 7 of wands, standing up for oneself, the joyful muse of inspiration, the 16 of the sudden empty well within, the need of replenishing, and the Christ tower of the chariot, the 7, of the unwritten sacred covenant, the seal that's now broken and opened, the Christ epiphany scrolls, the ascension proclamation, the twin lovers' sudden declaration, of the divine feminine within the divine masculine rising through the wounded warrior, the 35, the fall of the wounded warrior, of the fool's kundalini rising at the 11th hour of 11 to 11, of discernment. The wounded warrior had lost their way and is now getting back to integrity through the labyrinth and the extreme pressure, the unmarked trail of revelations, the 57 of separation, and finding your way back to you as the coal becomes the diamond in the rough, the pearl in the oyster, the human in the egg, to see how beautiful you truly are. At 2:32, the High Priestess and the journey of the 32. I hope I was tearing up at the end of that when I wrote it, so I hope you understand the profundity of that. And now we're going to go into the 7-deck read. We will roll the dice as well. For the twin flames, it's 3:30 on the clock right now. The 33 of the Christ vibration, backed up by the 0 of source embodiment, and backing up that energy, right? The light at the end of the tunnel, supporting the rays. And today is October 3rd, 2022. Remember, tomorrow's 10-4, message received. Okay. So here we have Taurus, the bull, which the north node is in Taurus right now. We also have the north node, so very significant today. And then we have the 4, which is the Emperor, which is Aries, and also the month of April, which is going from Aries into Taurus. So Taurus is overwhelmingly taking over this energy right here, because Taurus is represented in all 3 die, the north node, that follow through, that stay with all, that staying power, right? That's right. The vice of Taurus is that stubbornness, but it's also their power in being able to follow through that impossible dream when no one else has the wherewithal to follow through with something that's so long term, that takes so long to bring. So that's the message coming up from the die today. And remember, though, 4 is also survival. It's manifesting survival as opposed to dreams. So remember to stay in that high vibe energy. So this read that's on the table, the 7-deck read for the twins. Here is the whole read from above so that you can see it. It's all 7 decks. Okay. So this one was cut at 506, which is the Hierophant and the 6 of the Lovers. Perhaps the commitment to the Lovers, the High Priest and the Lovers. The 5 is change, freedom, and expansion, as we just talked about. It's also the Hierophant, which is about societal norms, and the Lovers, which is also love, family, and community. At 516 was the EE of flames, the energetic exchange of the flames, which also can be drama. If it's not, right, the flame height, it's supposed to be long and thinned out as opposed to bold and fat, right, at the bottom, which is referencing 3D drama. At 517, which is the Hierophant and the star, after the sudden events of energetic exchange, is the aims, or the amis, or friends. The energetic exchange of flames and friends. And the tower and the star coming up there with the Lovers. It's the sudden event, the sudden epiphanies, the sudden sexual exchange. And then the star, the burst of the nova of the Lovers. So it's very much about the coming together of the twin flames. I finished clarifying here at 531, which is the chaos of the sun, which is like the 1,000 suns of the crowning. And that change, that chaos. So we had in the read is justice and guidance as the main major arcana in the read. Guidance is the Hierophant, and that's justice and guidance are Libra and Taurus. And before the read was alchemy, which is Sagittarius. That's the Temperance card. There were 4 wands, 2 cups, 1 sword, and 2 pentacles. The Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles in the read, as well as the Page of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, which can represent a person. Before the read was the King of Wands, which we talked about in the first read, being off balance because there's too much fire or too much ego in their energy. And then after the read is the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Pentacles, which is the practical sovereign, whereas the 9 of Cups is the emotional sovereign. We have, as far as numbers, 444s and 777s, so very significant again. The 4 to 7, the sweet spot of erring to the side of the light in numbers, in acidity and alkaline, erring to the side of the alkaline, and in the heart to the crown. Right, erring to the side of the light. triple fours is the angelic realms, and then the triple sevens, which is 21, which is completion of wholeness. And then the 99 of lots of compassion, of endings, of the one and the all. And then we had 5, 6, 7, made in heaven, and 9, 10, begin again, which came up in the first read as well. We also have the number 3, very significant here, is coming together, the 3 of the Empress. We have 23 of the King of Wands, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, of the Purge. The 55, 6, 7 came up together, but also 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles, the humble, loyal servant, and then 79, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for me. The code line here was all about manifestation, self-discipline, and new beginnings. And the number came out as 108, which came from 7, 95, and 6. The 7 of the key, the 6 of the lovers, and maybe you're driving on 95, I don't know, but it's also the reflection of 59, which is the war within. 95 representing the war without, like, you know, being in traffic on 95. So manifestation, self-discipline, and new beginnings. And the code line. The trademark was coming up here of the Chariot, the 7, the key. Remember, the 7 is also the gamma. The original gamma symbol was not the F forward, the digamma F, but the F the other way, which looked, it's a 7, but it's more of a 7 where the head dips down like a boomerang. But that's gamma, the digamma, which comes up as the sovereign energy. But the trademark of the Chariot here, the feminine within the masculine, the 1 of 2, the support system of 9 to 5 in divine justice, of the lovers in a cry of surprise, or the dawning in the age of Aquarius. The time out to co-create, the 7, the Chariot, the digamma, 7, 7 of the sovereigns dance. The sovereigns ascending together, 1 of 2, or in that support system on 95, again, bringing the, the end of the inner war, or bringing it, it's like 2 guys bringing the fight outside the restaurant instead of keeping it in. The divine justice of the lovers in the 8 dance, the lover's dawn, of the bow and the arrow, the foaming to shore, being eager to come in. So there was also coming up from the manifestation, self-discipline, and new beginnings, the way it was split up. The pause to protest or demonstrate, to pray, to be the example of how to break for prayer or meditation. Self-co-creation, to think, to use one's common sense in the arc of energetic exchange, point to point, going back and forth with each other. Where, by the way, TM isn't only trademark, but it means to be complete, finish, to not do, to just be, in totality, in everything. Oh, it's also the god Atum, A-T-U-M, TM. And also it's bringing up the energy of autumn. So the energy of Adam, autumn, and the god Atum, again, the sun god type of energy. And both AG and EG were coming up here. And the egg was very significant in the first read. And AG is the number 8, but it's also esteem and the crossbow and arrow. So again, that came up in 2 different ways too, being both the bow and the arrow, the feminine and the masculine, the washing up of the waves onto the shore, the foam on the waves near the shore. The foam has been coming up so much this week, and the eagerness to get there, the dawning, the daybreak, the sunrise. To be complete, Atum, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, supporting the 9 to 5 divine justice of the lovers at daybreak, or when the waves break the shore. So again, that energy of 24 hours a day of the feminine within the masculine being together, being that support of each other. And 9 to 5 also comes up as the movie 9 to 5. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, right? You would think that You can look up the lines, the music for 9 to 5 to see the lyrics. That might be significant for somebody there. And this was at 602, which is the lovers and the 2 of the divine feminine, the high priestess, and perhaps the family as well. The 7 of wands upright is how we start the read. Okay, the underlying energy here with the mini cards on top is the 7 of wands upright, rising above the drama, right, with flame in hand, ready to dance the tango. And beneath that is the alchemy card reversed, the 10 of pentacles reversed, the 2 of wands upright, the twin flames, the 4 of swords upright, the 5D connection between the flames, and then the king of wands upright, which we talked about in the first read. And prior to this was the 10 of cups, king of cups, and the 6 of pentacles all upright, which is beautiful energy. That's that happy family with the king of cups of unconditional love and the 6 of pentacles of sharing and being charitable. The 10 of cups, happy family with the king of cups, sharing, perhaps but not blending here. Somebody losing patience with the 10 of pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or legacy, which can be a family, business, or community of loss or imbalance. That can be an inability to use time, money, and energy in an appropriate or loving way. So we have the 10 of cups upright, like here's the Montagues and the Capulets, right? Where the Capulets are the 10 of cups upright, and the Montagues about the money stuff is reversed. So the happy family is losing patience with the 10 of pentacles reversed, family or business or community. And the 2 of wands or twin flames in their 4 of swords 5D connection with the king of wands rising above the drama with their flame in hand. The king of cups without a social life perhaps, maybe saving or withholding or playing hardball now, ending the pain or in a painful ending with the hermit taking a look and getting love, but not true desires or feelings coming from the page of cups, or delays in love growing, or by the time they offer love, it's like the other one saying, I'll be dead or I'll be long gone, it's taking so long. And then the need of peace here with the page of wands upright blocked by the knight of pentacles reversed, with new information of the queen of cups reversed, who may be drained or healing from deception and or dealing with subconscious wounds. Sagittarius and Leo, Cancer, and Gemini all reversed, but Virgo is upright here. The magician reversed, insecure without tools or manipulating, reaping rewards of that 10 of pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, but now letting go a bit. Assessing first how much they need to survive, there's that survival energy that came up with Taurus, before spending and or giving to others, right? Finding what is your base need, what is it you need just to survive so that you can know what's okay to give away to others or to help others with. To free yourself, and beneath that was to flirt, and the 8 of swords reversed with no more being taken advantage of and no more refusing to wake up. Somebody's getting pushed out of bed here with the queen of cups reversed and the 9 of pentacles upright, obsessing about splitting hairs in order to get over it. Or Quasimodo, obsessing over 2 lost loves, or dying with their heart in their hand. The foot or the toes, and butts here too, no longer contemplating what if. With pride 19, which is the sun, and Leo, and beneath that surrender of the 91, which is a reflection of that. So in this deck, it's coming up as surrender and pride being the reflection of each other, right? Because to let go of your pride is to surrender. So at 627 is lovers and the 27 of the Ace of Wands. Dissatisfaction with lover or Gemini. Home or in union with death or ending or transition. Escape from Scorpio or Cancer, or romance and divorce and or spirituality. The dogs howling at the moon, or the man on the run in divorce, break, or in a tainted religious leader on the run. At night, escaping their chains, with Hierophant reversed and a divorce rising above. Drama to heal and forgive or apologize for letting go, or now coming out to make amends and get over it, to swallow their pride. With the Judgment card upright, in its proper placement is really the wake-up call and making a decision, the wake-up call. The 3 of Pentacles workplace is upright here, but ending conflict, rising above drama to end the pain and swallow pride. And learning how not to be judgmental. reaping the High Priestess world upright, or with Pisces Divine Feminine not coming together and not happy about it. The recent past of guidance upright being free from decisions, an ultimatum in a downturn with sovereign home and getting over it. The Devil upright and the temptation of the Emperor with Fool upright along with Capricorn and Aries and Libra reversed, inspiring the King of Swords reversed to settle out with Capricorn, perhaps needing to be strong, or sharing with temptation, making him weak. The foundation here being the Seven of Cups upright, taking steps or going upstairs to take a load off, or perhaps just not move at all, as the Knight of Cups reversed may feel rejected, or maybe they are jealous, or maybe they're being insincere or just don't feel like being loved today, and dealing with a sister or suffering in silence or just stressed out. The central energy of the Five of Wands reversed, ending conflict with the Emperor upright. And 642, the Lovers and the Two of Cups. The Emperor upright ending conflict with the King of Wands, the man of passion, who may be losing patience, or the fallen angel, needing to swallow their pride with the King of Pentacles reversed, who may not be returning their messages. With Sag and Aquarius both reversed and Aries upright here, and letting go, challenged by Justice upright of offering love to the Empress, sharing or settling out, or trying to, after ignoring an offer. The workplace may be too busy, or it's just not working out, with the Empress upright hanging out to see another way, after a sudden jealous rage and the need for peace, with the Ten of Wands reversed only confessing after the fact, home with the Page of Cups who's unable to express themselves, and the Seven of Cups of fantasies freeing them, with big love through work in a twist of fate, with Sovereign upright losing their patience, with falling out in the past, or difficult kids here. And now here is the Queen of Swords reversed in a split or divided in recovering from exile, and that could be an injury or illness as well, under the radar complete, or with Pisces weakened by the truth of the Page of Swords, or a message. Leading the way up early or through deception of the subconscious. The Two of Cups lovers on the fence, and Dark Knight, King of Swords reversed, drained or weak or overexposed, and the Page of Pentacles reversed needing help with an offer from the Hierophant or establishment, sharing a codependency with the Hermit, the King of Cups and the Four of Swords, keeping them quiet about a surprise. And again, that's in the beginning of the read, the underlying energy, the King of Cups and Four of Swords were coming up as the unconditional love of the twins in their 5D connection, which no one else can see. So it could just be like that whispering bench energy. So not so much telling someone to, or keeping people quiet, but using their whispering bench there. Sharing codependencies with the Hermit, the King of Cups, Four of Swords connection of unconditional love in their 5D connection, keeping them quiet about a surprise. After sudden event of the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, perhaps an air sign and an earth sign, perhaps they split up. These can also just be kids who are unhappy and split up, with Scorpio and Gemini both reversed, or keeping the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed quiet, and the King of Cups taking a leap of faith to big love at work, but it's a surprise. Shh. So the Sovereign is losing patience with their soulmate or their pets or kids, or noting what it's like without them around. And soon here's the Six of Wands upright leading the way, grounding, integrating, and mastering new information with synchronicities and healing, and dissatisfied post-war, or dealing with PTSD, or looting perhaps, with Divine Feminine Star, or Pisces and Aquarius, and around the world healing insecurities about arousal when the big bird takes off, or when Big Bird takes off or is aroused with themselves. The Divine Feminines, King of Pentacles reverse, starting up for or standing up for themselves in a partnership, and the Page of Wands may be excited by the Queen of Cups reverse coming clean about release, with the Knight of Wands reversed who's in need of peace, with the Queen of Pentacles upright, or fiery kids and their parents, with new love here, playfulness, and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Or one child likes the new girlfriend of the parent and perhaps the other does not. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Nine of Cups reversed, dissatisfied with 5D connection when the Ten of Cups is upright, Or the Nine of Cups reversed, dissatisfied in connection, but with great satisfaction overall. Or the Nine of Cups reversed is unhappy having to sleep with the whole family, maybe people, letting all the kids get into the bed, and leaving the Knight of Swords upright, High Priestess, and the Queen of Wands reversed, challenged by the Page of Pentacles reversed, with no curiosity to learn, or, expecting others to take the first step for them, or to help them manifest something. The Wounded Warrior in surrender, and the Justice of a performance or a surprise, with manifestation, self-discipline, and new beginnings, finally cracking them open. The Devil castrated, trying to mark their territory, and present with a shock in a twist of fate, with Sovereign impatient with difficult kids or pets, or their soulmate. Present to nothing when they're not around, present to flame without lover. Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups reversed, but Sovereign is upright, or bored, stranded, when the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower and the Divine Masculine's heart is opening up. At 7:16 of the Chariot and the Tower, which is Ascension with epiphanies and sexual exchange as well. The King of Wands is upright, rising above the drama, taking steps with the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be dissatisfied with guidance, ending conflict, challenged by justice, leading the way, in need of help with the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Queen of Swords reversed, who may be displeased and insisting on being present, with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups both reversed, and the Nine of Pentacles upright, Sovereign, or perhaps that sovereignty is of the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups reversed, who are not happy with their sovereignty because they're bored, the Divine Feminine's heart in the E-Tower and the Divine Masculine's heart opening up to her. The King of Wands rising above guidance versus no guidance at all, with synchronicities and choices and spiral steps to end the conflicts, challenged by justice, with the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed in the lead, dissatisfied with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or the need for help, present, and the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups both reversed, with their sovereignty, grounding, integrating, and mastering, or at the gym, they may be grounding, integrating, and mastering the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine's hearts coming together. At 7:26, the Chariot and the Page of Wands. The Inspired Ascension. Okay, there's your message. So I'm going to pull a few cards. Let's see what comes up. I actually want to pull a card from this Ascension deck, which I don't always do. Let's see what comes up. And who comes up today? And breathe. So there's a lot of there's a lot of Taurus here. So there's some, I can't talk now, some stubbornness there, right? So really being stubborn about speaking up or swallowing their pride, right? Because when Taurus is stubborn, it means they don't want to admit something, that they don't want to concede to somebody else's will or way. But it's also what gets them through to finish something, right? The longevity of getting something done. And again, it's seeing both sides of everything to bring yourself to the middle. Seeing both extremes in order to balance everything. So what is coming up from this deck? Who wants to come visit us today? The Dolphins. 23 of the King of Wands is coming up as Saint Dolphin today, Sandalphon. The dolphin sonics purify and raise the frequency of water as they swim through it so that they can access, maintain, and pass on the wisdom of golden Atlantis and Lemuria. Those dolphins who shimmer with aquamarine light were the angels of Atlantis. They are mighty beings who help to hold the frequency of the oceans. Choosing this card invites you to tune into the beautiful dolphins and access a message from them. Your guidance is to relax and flow with the current of ascension, knowing the dolphins are telepathically imparting help and wisdom to you. So perhaps connecting with the dolphins today. We also have Neptune, which is very, much of the sea, and the 19 of the sun here. Neptune's the planet of higher spirituality, and the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria is held within its ascended aspect. You are blessed, for you only receive this card when you're ready to receive their information, and that readiness came up in the first read as well. Your guidance is to tune into your Earth Star chakra and then connect with Neptune, the cosmic Earth Star chakra. Archangel Sandalphon, so there's Sandalphon coming up here as well, oversees the center. He nurtures your divine potential and will help you download the spiritual light you're waiting for. This will expand your consciousness and greatly assist your ascension journey. And the affirmation being, I attune to the wisdom of Atlantis and Lemuria held in Neptune. So they both very much relate to each other, and they came out side by side, the King of Wands and the 19 of the Sun. And very much the Neptune is of dreams, and Dolphin is that very sweet energy of Archangel Sandalphon, very artistic and creative and musically oriented. So they're both coming up related to each other. We have one more energy that wants to come up. The bottom of the deck is Saint Germain with 34, the underlying energies. So you can read that yourself if you'd like. But Saint Germain's coming up. And again, that has to do with the Alchemist and the Magician, because the last card that came up with the 3 is Thoth, which is very much of the intellectualism of man and trying to reach the other side. Right? It's the other side of Metatron is Thoth. So these are the 3 coming up here, right? So Saint Dolphins, the Dolphins with Sandalphon, Archangel Sandalphon, and Neptune. And again, with Neptune comes up Pegasus and Andromeda as well. And Thoth says it's the 31 of the chaos. Thoth, a high priest in the golden era of Atlantis, led his tribe to South America to become the Inca civilization. He taught that when every single aspect is in tune, the whole is automatically in harmony, which is the way my father was a doctor, and he said the same thing because he wasn't a religious man. But that's what his belief was, which is basically the same, right? Your guidance is to bring all parts of your life and your body into alignment so that you enjoy perfect health and happiness. Imagine every cell of your body is part of an orchestra. My father was in an orchestra as well. Let your thoughts conduct a magnificent concert for radiant well-being. Attune each area of your life to a higher purpose so that your life is a celebration. And the affirmation is, my life and my health are in perfect harmony. And we also talked about that in the first read. Having good health was coming up. So everything really came together well with all of the messages here today. Okay, and Saint Germain's there too, to make miracles happen. I believe in my ability to create miracles with Saint Germain. Okay, so I do still want to pull a Wild Unknown card, and then we'll do the Journey of Love. All right, what is our takeaway message here? Go. All right, this came out by itself, the butterfly, and we had that about the butterfly transition, and that's very much about the daughters transitioning into their independence here. And this also looks like, and this deck looks like the bee, who's grown butterfly wings. And the bee has to do with the carpenter, which is Jesus Christ, and this is represent the daughter of Sarah. So Sarah is the daughter of Christ expanding her wings, which is you as the twin flames. Okay, and your daughters. We also have the, and Spirit's connecting with me there. And these cards all came out together. By the way, the bottom of the deck is the bat, lost in space. Or perhaps a bat out of hell, depends on your perspective. They're maybe lost remote viewing, they weren't grounded before they went up, so maybe they're lost up there. This is the collective awakening, seeing from the top down, right? A sealed space here of the awakening to keep everybody safe from the dark energies, trying to expel those dark energies, the snake of the Kundalini rising, and the elephant of the wise one, the good energy, the trunk with the flame in their nose, right? The one who's been through the battle, but they still are able to clear one big step at a time, the giants. The sleeping giants is what I'm getting. And then here's that October opus that I was talking about earlier. The octopus of, this was coming up as Esther Williams, right, with the flowering cap. But here's coming up as the, having lots of departments, right? This is the main frame, but each of the octopus's limbs have their own ability to think for themselves to a degree. So it's very much that energy. the mainframe of source, and the direct connects to source here. And then there's the tarantula, which has to do with being at the Y in the road, that choice, that coming to an intersection and having to choose a path. The grand awakening of benevolence through God's direct connect, right, to the star seeds, with the long arms of the star seeds, right? There's not a whole lot of them, but they extend far and wide, and they can think for themselves. Not like the mainframe, but they do have the ability to do their part of the mainframe and get the word out, so to speak. So this is October's opus, right? The life's work of the 8, the crazy 8's dance, and the elephant, the L, the S and N, Saturday Night Live. Getting the eve. The Saturday Night Live is also coming up as the eve of the elephant in their life's work of the crazy 8's dance of the tarantula. And there's OC coming up as well. That can be lots of different things depending on where you are. And also Southeast is coming up here with Florida. Southeast and the OC, the ocean, which is Ocean City. It's also Orange County, all of those different things coming up. And the Y in the road, right, at a cross point right there for the tarantula, making a decision. The crossroads. And the crossroads is the star, the vertical and horizontal pillar. And again, the spider very much also representing, that lots of limbs, the 8 limbs, and there's 8 feet in there too, right? 8 reaching far and wide, both in the shadow and in the light. They may not appear as you think they should, right? This one's been through the war. They're still clearing step by step, but they've been through a war. They might have broken a tooth, or be much more weathered than they were. In the collective awakening, having come out of this, but still clearing. You see all the dark energy for these 3 cards, but here is that star, that cross point here, where you can come out of the dark. And there's 2 8s here, the 8 legs and the 8 legs. This is the 2 twins, right? You can allow someone to help you and pull you out of the dark, which, right, the divine masculine with that doesn't want help. They think they can do it all on their own. And this is the point where they come to where they can choose to do it a different way and allow others to help them. So here is that, and then we have the 2 as 1 butterfly here, right? The lightness of the mind, of allowing another to support you or help you. And again, we talked about the dragon versus the Draco, and the dragon flying here. And again, the bottom of the deck was the bat lost in space, who lost their way, and getting back into their integrity was the message earlier, right? Because they lost their way with the dark energies and the panther, triggering them, scaring them, and lowering their energy field. And then the need to come back from integrity and the dark energies of the collective awakening, coming back stronger than ever in their life's work in October, bringing it to a culmination in October. And I'm getting Terra here. The 4th density here, choosing to ascend to the 4th density. And for the dragon to fly 2 as 1. It's really beautiful, actually. Let's see what Journey of Love has for you. Oh, that came right out. Sensual awakening. The 64 sensual awakening is actually the 64 reverse, which is the bliss state. So there is essential awakening here, bliss. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some physical coming together here. We have 2 more cards here, the 30 of the union and towering magnificence, of coming into union here, and then her grace, right? This could be forgiveness as well, the 17 of the star, and the gracefulness of the stars of union of the horizontal and vertical pillars. And of course, Grace Kelly comes up here. And I'm getting the long arm of the law, but the law of one, reaching far and wide, which is coming up as the 8 as well. The dreams coming true of union here, reaching far and wide in the sensual awakening here. And by the way, if you add these 3, it's 111, which came up earlier too, right? 94, 104 plus 7 is 111. Right, so it's the law of one reaching far and wide in the sensual awakening of that union dream connection. And there she's reaching out, look, far and wide. There's the pearl threaded of the Queen of Cups, the Mary Magdalene energy. Threading the pearls, and what came up? The pearl and the oyster, reaching far and wide to the hidden beauty of the purge, the hidden beauty inside. And how did the read end? The first read ended in, see how beautiful that you are, the pearl and the oyster that you are, the human little baby in the egg that you are, how beautiful that is. And the temple within, the 59, reflecting the 95, the war within, reflecting the war without, the coming together at the Statue of Liberty. Everyone comes from far and wide to see what they could see, as the bride offers herself to the groom, right? It's like kneeling to Lady Liberty here. As God speaks. Look, you guys, this is literally coming together for a wedding ceremony where God is the one marrying you. Like, all right, this is Hieros Gamos energy. It's really, really beautiful, you guys. Right? Sensual awakening. And then here is the underlying energy of the choice. It's always your choice, the prison or the release. It's your choice. And here's the spiral dance of the goddess, to be choked off or not to be choked, right? To be silenced or not to be silenced, being present to your gifts. And the choice is always yours. And there's that 8 again. Okay? So we're leaving that away, that choice we're going away from. We're going into sensual awakening. We're going into the union. We're going into dreams coming true, reaching the law of one far and wide. Through the Queen of Cups, the Mary Magdalene energy, through the pearl threaded, all of the children of God's love that you are, to the hidden beauty of you, that you are the beauty of the oyster and the egg, of the little baby in the egg. Those are all you, coming together in union with another one of those at the foot of Lady Liberty, asking her forgiveness in the temple of the war within, as God speaks. On the number 33 to the number 66 to the number 99 of source energy of compassion. That's really beautiful. Okay, I gotta leave it at that. I can't get better than that. It was just 38 and 39, which is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So remember to breathe in ether and breathe it out through your auric layers and then up. And just remember to breathe in general, your rest, your sleep, your joy, your nature, and rise and be love, love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. It's all in their eyes. Bye.